Welcome back to the channel. My name is Karim Chelli, mindset and performance coach for poker players. And today we will talk about 5 things that you can do if you want to gain the same work ethic as Bencb. A lot of you guys know that Ben is a very good friend of mine. He was the guy who basically helped me with 2 important things. The first one was helping me to understand the rules of poker and teaching me the basics of the game so I was able to play myself. And second of all, he was the guy who helped me also with understanding the basics of poker mindset and performance. So we had a lot of discussions about this topic, and whenever I was at the point where I'm like, how can we solve this issue or that issue, I was having a conversation with him. So he was definitely a big factor of creating, my mentoring for my clients. So if you want to know more about Ben and his company, you find all his links down below. Check him out definitely. And if you like this video and if you want to know more about my relationship to Ben and how we met, comment down below so I know what video I can create next for you. And of course, if you like the content, make sure to subscribe, leave a like down below, and let's start right into this video. I often hear a lot of people saying hey, I'm not motivated, I cannot put in the work hours, I don't have the work ethic, what can I do? And I want to share with you a very good saying, a very good quote that I think fits very well here. So this quote says, your first 10K will come from working hard. And I really believe that. So you have to put in the hours, especially as a poker player with all the tools out, all the strategies, you have to put in the work. The quote continues and says, your first 100K will come from working smart. So I will also teach you a few things that Ben does that helps him to work in a very efficient way so he can make a lot of time for other things as well. And then the quote finishes with saying your first 1 million will come by building a business and letting other people work for you. Yeah, if you want to build a business, that's usually what I talk about with my advanced clients. It could be a brand, could be a stable, but that's a topic for a different video. Let's focus on your first 10K and your first 100K because that's really, what the quote is talking about in terms of hard work and smart work. Because if you start to combine them from the beginning, I think you will be good from the beginning as well. So the first thing I saw Ben doing a lot is treating his body very well. If you want to work long hours, especially as a poker player, if you play tournaments, for example, you have to be focused sometimes for 8, 10, 12 hours, sometimes even longer. So you have to treat your body well. So one thing that Ben does is he eats a lot of good food. He does some detoxing, I think once or twice a year, where he stops eating food. But you can take a look at his Instagram. I think he has a YouTube video about this as well. But what he also does, and I'm a big fan of that as well, is some exercise. What he does some HIIT workouts, trains with weights, but also his endurance. So he's a very, very fit guy and in an extremely good shape. So that's one thing I see a lot in poker players, especially when they start to work with me. Sometimes they're completely out of shape. Sometimes they cannot even be really focused because throughout the session they're drinking Coca-Cola, they're eating sometimes burgers, and they're I'm not focused. How can I improve my focus? Of course, you start by treating your body well. And of course, nutrition is something extremely important that I teach my clients a lot. So if Bencb does it, you should do it as well. And this will help you to perform better on the poker tables, obviously. The second thing that Ben does is he has this huge table with 3 screens, and he has a separate working room. So what he does, he eliminates all distractions that could lead him to be unfocused. Because what we know from focus is whenever you refocus, you pay this little tax of refocusing. So you want to keep your focus fresh and clean on one task only. So this means if you have a table where you work, your workstation, basically try to avoid everything that could lead to a distraction. And what is the biggest distractions of all? Your phone. So what I always teach my clients is out of sight, out of mind. That is really, really useful, really powerful. So if you have a phone or like multiple phones maybe, or something that you know that distracts me all the time, then of course put this away from your table, as I said, out of sight, out of mind. Point number 3 is creating a habit that you can use for your advantage. So we know from psychology studies that your brain likes habits. So for example, if you want to study poker, it's very beneficial if you study at the same times and ideally at the same hours. This needs a little bit of structure and discipline, and some poker players don't like that at all, but it could be very, very beneficial. For example, if your brain knows every other day I'm studying for 2 hours at this specific time, this can be very powerful and can help you to absorb information much better. So creating a habit, this can be like a poker study, this could be like workout, this could be, like starting your tournaments at the same time, for example. But try to create as many habits as possible, because as soon as you implement the habit, you don't need so much willpower, and you can use the willpower to keep your focus sustained or do other things that take up a lot of willpower. And of course, we all know that playing poker takes up a lot of this resource, so you want to treat it with a lot of cautiousness and be very careful of how you use this. Point number 4 that Ben uses all the time is a powerful morning routine. We talked about this in the last video, so you can watch this if you want, where we talked about creating a very powerful morning routine. A morning routine can help you tremendously to start your day off right, brings you into a very productive state, so it has a lot of benefits. If you have no morning routine, then go back to the last video and watch the full guide on how you can create your perfect morning routine as a poker player. Point number 5 that Ben uses all the time is setting goals for your day and your week. Ben knows exactly which calls he has, when he's a guest speaker somewhere, calls with his team, he knows when to exercise. He has like a list of all his tasks that he knows he has to finish by the end of the week. So what he does, he knows exactly, okay, like that's the plan for the day, that's the plan for the week. And he knows exactly what to do on which day, so he gets the most out of his time. And that's really, really important, because what we want to do as a poker player, we don't want to use our brain as storage. We want to use our brain as a processor. So the more you storage in your brain, the more your brain loses the capacity as a processor. So what does this mean? Write those things down. They're really simple. You plan for the day, you plan for the week. Write this down. Do not store this somewhere in your mind, because as I said, you only have a limited amount of resources, so you want to be very careful of how you spend them. So those are the 5 points that Ben likes to use. The first one, treat your body right in terms of nutrition, exercise. Second thing is eliminate distractions. Third one, create habits during the week. Fourth one, start your day strong with a morning routine. And point number 5 is set goals for the day or the week, whatever you prefer. And this is how you can create a very powerful work ethic, not just in terms of poker, but maybe if you still go to university, or maybe you have a job on the side. Those are all things that you can use to improve your work ethic in general. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you want to see more content like this, definitely comment down below so I know exactly which content I should create in the future for you. I upload a new video every Monday about mindset, performance, your life around poker. So if you don't want to miss this, as I said, subscribe and see you in the next video.
I've been playing MTTs for a number of years, but I would say only the last 6 months to a year have I truly applied myself. Previously, I would play and get decent results sporadically, but I never applied myself in the way that I should have done. And I think in doing so, I probably did myself a disservice, poker-wise. So within the last year, I've made some big strides into, actually studying a lot harder. And I've become friends with a group of people who have been very supportive, and we've been working together to improve. And we have, constant sessions, always talking hands. And through that group and through a friend, I was put in touch with Karim a few months back, and since then we've had weekly sessions ever since. And for me, it's been really fortunate because I was looking to improve in general, in terms of mindset, not just as it relates to poker, but I've wanted to make some improvements in that area in a long time. And through these sessions, I can already see a difference. I think what Karim has done for me is given me some fundamental concepts that I can work with, that I can, apply to poker, but also my job. And just life in general. And I think, to be specific, when it comes to poker, what we've done is we've worked out a pre and post session routine, which I never really had before. And I work on some visualization. So, be that for in a positive or negative way, whether, to focus on things that we want to achieve during the session, or things that we don't want to have happen in the session, and how to remove those from our thought processes. And I've just found it to be really, really beneficial, and I look forward to the sessions on a weekly basis. So, I would and have recommended Karim to anyone, not just for poker, but I think also for, just in general, if you're looking to improve, especially if you're introspective and you're looking to make some strides to improve on your mindset, then there's no reason why it wouldn't work for you like it has done for me. And as I say, I'm continuously looking forward to these sessions, and hopefully we can bring some success, both on and off the felt, in the future.